Hello, and welcome to say Satisfactory. Then that was yesterday. Factorio, Aesthetic Factorio. This series is called. This set of streams, this ongoing streaming series, and the aim of the series. My name's Trismegistus, and the aim of the series is I am attempting to build some attractive-looking bases using a whole set of mods. Minor mods. There's no real game overhauling mods. We've not, there's no Crashtoria or anything like that. It's relatively minor mods. I'm going to show up the list again, so that if you are interested, you can see it's a whole range of mods. We have a problem with the base though. I have played a bit during the week, so I'll run you through that first. But we have a bit of a problem with pollution. So we'll load. Oops. We'll load the game back up. We'll load the game up. What I did during the week, basically, is I put down these paths. So we now have walkways, so we can run around much more easily. And I also added in some extra turrets in the places we were getting attacked. And I filled up a lot of the boxes. So we've now got quite a lot of ammo in quite a lot of the boxes. And we have more sort of coverage for these guys, for example, coming in and doing some attacks. Because, and as you see, so I've also put in some of the ammo piercing ammo. So got some of that, and as you can see, we've got some paths, so I can sort of run around a bit across there, and get the ammo in because we're getting a lot of attacks. The reason we're getting a lot of attacks is this this biome doesn't really absorb pollution very well, and we don't have any trees in the vicinity. So they're not absorbing pollution. So the only things absorbing pollution are the biters and the land, basically. There you go, we've got 8 trees absorbing pollution. 8. That's not 8,000, that's 8. There are 8 trees absorbing some pollution. So we're not getting any defense from trees. These, only 44 tiles are absorbing pollution. Because I don't think this purple stuff absorbs pollution at all. Because there's way more than, there's way more than 44 tiles being covered there. And that's why we've got such a big problem, because I don't think this is absorbing pollution at all. I think it's just going out, as it's getting there until the point where, because of how the algorithm works, it sort of stops, basically. So I think some of it, we've started to reach bits that are pollution absorbing, but otherwise we are still just spreading out a gigantic pollution cloud. And it's getting to the biters, and the biter sizes are quite large, and I'm not teched up enough to really deal with them. I've dealt with a couple, but when I realised this pollution cloud was spreading, this is the other thing I tried to do during the week, and just spreading and spreading and spreading, it became apparent that there was no real point doing that because, we'll just hit bigger and bigger nests that I can't deal with, and so we're getting an effect where my killing them is increasing the evolution factor, and absorbing pollution is increasing the evolution factor. So there's not a lot of point clearing the nests out, in a sense, because we can't really deal with the nests. The root cause the pollution. However, there is a potential solution, which is what we're going to try and do today, which is that there is a. Have I already read? Oh no, that was the wrong thing. What does it call it? Here we go. The air cleaning mod that I added in. This absorbs pollution, basically. So the idea is that you use electric engines and iron sticks to make these air cleaners, and you fill it with air filters, and air filters can be recycled using coal, and that hopefully will clean the air, basically. So we can build some of these. But in order to even do the research, we need to do chemical science, and chemical science is particularly filthy because, of course, it involves lots of oil. Now, we have oil in the base. I've made some labs. I've not got them yet. I mean, it became very apparent that it wasn't absorbing pollution when I looked at the pollution maps properly. And also, if you look at... I mean, the base is doing nothing. It's just making ammo at the moment. So literally there's a tiny bit of smelting going on. I've added in a whole load of wind power, because that's, being made already. So we're now sort of, what's that, about a third of the base is running on wind power, so it's not generating much pollution there. We could stick some more of that in, We've got 3.1. It'll have made some more by now. I did leave it just running. There you go. If I can see them. There you go. So we've got a bunch more. So we can stick some more of that in to sort of help out a little bit. I got loads of them, actually. Yeah, I did leave it running, you see, so... with a bigger chest, big capacity. So basically, we need to get chemical science up and running. Because the other thing with that research, I'm actually going to... I can't actually even do that yet because I haven't done any of the precursor races. So we're going to start, science has not been running for ages, but we're going to start it up again, which is going to cause the pollution to ramp up, which is then going to cause more attacks, which... so this is we are at sort of a crunch point, basically. We're either going to reach a point where we get so many attacks coming in that we get overwhelmed, or I'm just going to get completely bored and we'll, in either of those two scenarios, we'll start again, basically. Now that I know what the problems are, I can tweak where we start and that sort of thing. But yeah, so I need to do like sulfur processing, and plastics and advanced electronics before I even get blue science. Once we've got blue science, we can then... does it not show on the list? It's on there somewhere. Maybe you need to research something else as well. But yeah, so there's the... we'll head up towards the... is it both of them? Head up towards that tech. But say, this is what's going to keep happening. We're going to keep getting attacks. So, and I can feed it in. We've got pretty big patches still left. We've got 900k there, a million there. So we'll be okay for a while. And I got the nanobots to help me repair things. And, so it's not necessarily a problem. It's just that I hadn't anticipated the entire series being quite so dominated by, combat and that sort of things. And, as I generally enjoy it, but I was sort of hoping we would crack on. The other option of what I might do, and I keep saying a lot of things are going to happen over Christmas, but this weekend is going to be the last streaming at Christmas, so I can at least... I brought 20 of these, haven't I? But yeah, so, there's a possibility of doing some stuff at Christmas. Now, if I turn that around, can I get all of those? Oh, you're not going to play ball, are you? Right, okay. Let's put you there, then. Yeah, so, I might be able to play a bit at Christmas, but to say, I've kind of stacked up so much stuff that I'm going to do at Christmas. And one of them is obviously the old... Fixmas event in Satisfactory, so that's a time-limited thing, so I kind of have to do that if I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to chuck it in here, because we've got the plastic right here as well. So we could, plastic. We've got the coal right here as well, so we can make plastic right here. And of course, we're only going to be making, petroleum-type products to start with anyway, so if we just pop these in, yeah, just pop you in there, pop that on there, and then how many have I? Maybe if I do 5, I don't know that we want. I don't know that we could support 5, to be honest with you, but might as well chuck them in. And then see if we can't power this. I must have some steel power poles somewhere, but... Oops. Give me a start then. Right, so next one is into the old plastics and advanced... Oh, there it is. It's there. So we want that, but we have to do blue science first. It's gated by blue science. Why are you not powering them? Okay. Yeah, I must have some large power poles somewhere, but... Yeah, there's... I mean, what's particularly likely is that, to be honest, is that basically we'll sort of... I won't even notice when we get overrun. Oh, is that poorly aligned? No, that's fine. There we go. And we'll get, you know, like I was having to deal with last week, with just loads and loads of biter attacks destroying stuff, which I'm sufficiently sort of experienced and, you know, practiced that it doesn't bother me as such, that sort of thing. But you know, how can I put it? The game is unlikely to reach an unrecoverable state. But it could reach a state where it would be so tedious to actually fix everything that I just don't want to bother. In the sense of this save file, you know. And certainly not on stream, as it were. Oh, that's annoying. Maybe if we go one tile up then? Can I do that? Can you go there? Okay. Yeah, so, you know, I don't sort of doubt my ability to do the stuff we need to do. But I do doubt my interest in doing it on stream for hours upon hours upon hours. Right, so we've just researched sulfur. Do we need sulfur for what we want to do? We do, don't we? Because if we're going to make some blue science, I'm thinking about doing a very, very small scale of blue science, basically so that we can just get that that air pollution machine up and running. It's not about, you know, doing tons and tons of blue science at this stage necessarily. I say necessarily, but it might be worth setting it up properly, as it were. It's probably easier to pump over... Where would I put it? So maybe if I want to put it over here or something? Because blue science, we need sulfur, we need... And this is where it gets quite tricky. Advanced circuits. Oh, I can't even see it on there, can I? We need sulfur, not difficult to produce. Advanced circuits, which require plastic. And engine units, which obviously we can't make by hand. But what we can do is we can just make an amount of sulfur. Yeah, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pipe it over down to our, you know, base, as it were. And we'll make the stuff down there. But I say we won't make tons and tons of it. I'm thinking about bringing it down there. Is that unobstructed? Yeah, there we go. Well, it gets to a cliff, doesn't it? But that's fine. That's fine. So if we bring it along this edge, you see, we should probably make a pump, because it's going to be quite a way. Okay, let's stick a pump in. That's too far. Let's make a pump. Oh, I have got some medium power poles already. Okay. Oh no, it was right. Okay. Oops, accidentally hit the button exactly the wrong time. So if we do these advanced circuits, and then we can do the actual blue science. I mean, it's not unuseful to have some of those, but I guess I could make both sulfur and... Yeah. Right, we're going to hit this cliff in a minute. maybe this is the perfect place to do... Because we've got the coal there. Yeah, let's do the actual... Let's make it, yeah, make it a bit further down. So we want to make both make sulfur, which of course is water and petroleum gas. Now we have water here, so we can go and bring that over. Gonna need a water pump. I say I don't really have any feel for whether we're going to sort of hit a wall in a sense. Let's... Where's it gone? There it is. Let's see if we can... Yeah, put it here. Oh. In fact, why is that power pole even there? It's been a weird sort of week, to be honest with you. I sort of played most of the games I'm doing series of. Do I want those together? Let's leave a little bit of space in between. Yeah, so I played most of the games I'm doing series of. But almost sort of didn't get very far with them. Apart from Dyson Sphere Program, which is the one I was expecting to be more problematic. It's just like the one where I was like, right, well, you know, let's spend a few hours seeing how far we can get, with the assumption that I probably wouldn't get where I wanted to get, which was up to warpers. So, chemical sites, and then we'll research that, or set it up so that we can research the... Because what we could do, we could feed the blue science in on that side. Yeah, okay. But then, yeah, as I say, I sort of... We're at, you know, we're basically ready to make warpers in the Dyson Sphere program. In fact, I'm making warpers, so my plan for Monday to go exploring is good to go. But in terms of this series, where I was like, oh yeah, I'll just go out and kill a bunch of these biters, and that'll be, you know, a couple of hours work, and we'll be there. And then it's like, oh, we have some serious problems that I'm not sure I can... Well, I can fix, but I want to spend the time fixing, sort of thing. Let's put you there. It's not very convenient, but that'll do. Right, so sulfur. So water, and should we let's... Do we need multiple doing this? Let's just stick them on for form's sake, really. So, on we go. One, yeah, and then, oops, them, and then same with that pipe. Connect that there. Oh, don't really need to do that for a part, do I really? And then connect that to there. Bing bong bing. Yeah, and we'll queue this one up. Oh, it didn't show on here, does it? Where is it? Where is it? What I'm hoping is that this will suck all of the pollution up, basically. It may not do. I don't really have a... Where is it? Oh, I can't research it yet. Why not? Oh, okay. Oh, it needs all of them. Oh, of course I need electric engines, don't I? Okay, that's why it isn't in that list. Right, okay. That'll be a bit more complicated than I was thinking then. Right. No problem. And then this needs to go to there. That. Put the power there, say. Copy that. Put a light on the subject. Like so. That's a terrible place for that. Why did I do that? Right. There they are. So they're both working. We want... in fact, we've just put fast inserters on them. And then we discover that that overlaps with the pipes. Okay. Yeah, we need, obviously, plastic as well. I'll leave that there for the time being. I'll put the plastic, say, on the other side, basically, I think. I need a bit more room if I'm going to bring the coal over. So I'll split this coal off here. Bring this down along the side. Oops. Like so. Let's bring it up the middle. But you're not very good alignment, are you? Oh no, I can do that. There we go. Or even that. So a bit of space. Pipe there. So we'll just do 2 machines for each of them. Intention, as I say, isn't to do blue science really. It's more to get enough to make this machine. Oh. Put that there. Fast inserter. Does that work? No, it has to be there, doesn't it? So that it's that one. Trying to think about it as expandable, but not expanding it. And you need an output, and you also need the actual coal. Like that. Let's take that way. And that way. So, let me think. Bit of a spaghetti mess, but that's fine. And then output plastic, output plastic. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, cool. So I now got sulfur and plastic. What we need to do then is make some advanced circuits. So I can't do this research until I get some blue running. Let me think. So because obviously, I mean, to make red circuits, I need to have green circuits, basically, and extra copper. So it probably makes most sense to bring the plastic down here, but where do I put it? I mean, we could put the actual science production here, and then I can grab these spaghetti style, basically. Yeah, we'll have to do that, I think. So, if the actual, I say we don't want mega amounts of it necessarily, but it turns out we've quite a few researches to do, which I wasn't quite anticipating. So, in fact, let's use them. Like that. So, if this is we get a couple of blue science on the go. I'm trying to be mindful of the attacks because, I say, these are just boxes. And because we're getting quite a lot of medium biters and the armoured biters, it means that it's eating through the ammo pretty damn quickly. Oh. Okay. Like that. Oh. Just a shame's in the way. No, come on then. Let's go around there. So I mean, I you know, and I did increase the amount of stuff in these, you know, but and to say there are Now, armor-piercing ammo, which should sort of compensate a bit for some of the issues. But not all of the issues. Right, so if we do that, take you across here. I put it in the wrong place. Do that. Like that. So this will be the blue science coming out. And then we need to feed it with sulfur, advanced circuits, and engines. What I could do is just... That's a bit rubbish. Where am I making engines? It's all the way down here, isn't it? Yeah, they're all the way down here. Okay, let's make some engines locally as well then. But yeah, so if we got that there, then if we put, let's say, a bit of space between it, but in case for some mad reason it did expand the blue science, but will it just have a couple of... In fact, let's use a super long one. So this is just a couple that are going to make red circuits, and they will put them onto this belt like so. So what we probably need is maybe the engines being made there. Oh, we need the sulfur as well. Oh, I can just feed that around the back because that's over there. Okay. So these guys are going to need this plastic. So take this around here. Is that? No, that's the wrong place. So you're going to need plastic. In fact, if I give you... No. Do that. Plastic, green circuits, and copper wire. Okay. What we could maybe do... Would that work? Because we need to bring basically everything up here. This needs to be like an offshoot. Because we need pipes, we need gear wheels, we need steel. Oh, in fact, it's these two and that one. Okay, so how can I get those up? Maybe I could take them across the back there. So instead of... Maybe I move that down. And then we put a splitter in here. And then this becomes an underground. Oh. Maybe that there. Like that. So that's bringing the cogs and pipes up. We also need... In fact, if we get green... Oh, I can do that. But can I get the green circuits over here as well? Maybe... Would that work? No, that wouldn't work. That would. No, it wouldn't. It's mindful we got a quick cliff there, so it's... We've not actually got the room that it appears we've got. I could split this off anywhere there, couldn't I? Where would be a better place? Maybe here? Like that? That'll do. Okay, so we want these two. So green circuits and steel. So what we actually want, probably, is a splitter. And then one side can have the green circuits, like so. And we can kind of take that here, like this. They'll also then be on one side of the belt. And we can put the copper on the other. A plan, it cometh together. So that would need to be like there, wouldn't it? So if you're making them like that, and then you want oops. In fact, no, it does need two, doesn't it? Like that, and then you're across there, which means what? Oh, that needs to be there. Like that. So that'll make wires, and then these are happy. Okay. Engine units then. So, or motors or whatever it calls them. They require steel, pipes, and gears, which is what we've just isolated over here. You'll bring that one up there. And this one, oops, up there. Of course, they need access to the things that I've just sent up there. There we go. So that'll make engines, that'll make red circuits, except it's not. Why is it not? Oh, it's just slow. Okay. In fact, that's a point. If we make them like that, that'll help out a little bit. That's not connected. Cool. Right, so we need to bring sulfur down. Feed that in as well. And then there will finally... let's leave a little bit of a gap. 1, 2, like that. Like so. Except it needs it here. So, in fact, let us not do that. Let's do it there somewhere in case I do decide to add a few more machines in. Obviously, this is nowhere near ratioed or anything like that. I'm just literally making the stuff I need to make a little bit of blue science. And then hopefully we can set up the air pollution thingies. So, we're also going to need some... In fact, let's put some lights on. It's all a bit dark. Like that. There we go, it's better. Right, so we could, in the meantime, we got two things, because it needs to... You are making... I mean, it's stacking back a little bit, so maybe we could make these blue machines at the least. Cool, okay. I mean, it's going to take ages to do that, because this is like, isn't that 100 or something? 75. So it'll take ages to do even that one. And then we've got lube. That's fairly cheap, though. An engine, electric engines, and then we can finally make it, but it costs 150. So, you know, it's going to be a while before we can actually get that up and running. In which case, we can set up lubricant. What we're going to do with the light oil? I mean, this will give me cracking. Whoops. So, what we're going to do, we need lube to make electric engines just to make this thing. I'm not actually sure. We're going to need all sorts of... We need like plastic and all sorts for the filters. Oh, coal, iron plate and plastic bar. So that's fine. That's not going to be a problem. So we could just temporarily... How much does each one cost to build? One of them, oh, it's only 2 electric engines. So we could make like 50 electric engines, and that would make us 25 of them. You know, which we're not going to use 25 of them. It's them we're going to use, I imagine, quite heavily. And they're fairly cheap to make. And we got all the stuff roughly in the same area now anyway. Yeah, okay. So, the plan then is to temporarily set up a bit of lube production in order to make enough electric engines to make it. So we'll effectively switch it back and forth between... In fact, what are... Electric engines also need circuits. Oh, I always forget electric engines. Obviously, they're normal engines, weirdly. One of the strangest recipes there are. There is, rather. Lube. Okay, so it's not that bad. So if we just grab a load of green circuits. So I'm literally going to make, what I'm going to do, I'll flip over... Maybe just add one or something. And set that to advanced oil. And then have a tank for the light oil. Yeah. It's quick, dirty, not efficient. We need to do one of the things with these, because of the RSO thing and the settings. Actually, there isn't actually all that much copper in each individual tile. It's sort of deceptive. So I need to be careful with that because they're like the biggest pollution producers. So this one is going to be advanced oil. We'll bring the water up from down here, so I need to put... I might as well sort of connect these. Like this. Oops. Did that pollute the pipe? No, I think we're okay. Just use that there. There. And then this is going to be water, isn't it? So we're going to need another... Oops. Got another attack there. So, they are sort of concentrated in the in areas. Which is good, because that, I don't have to defend the entire perimeter as such. Okay, don't know there. Right, and we need another offshore pump to pump it offshore. Then, so if that's more petroleum, we can just connect that up. Like so. Then I can never remember which way around it is, but well, I think that's the light, isn't it? But I'll leave a gap and I won't actually connect it. And then this will be just one chemical lab. One chemical lab. I can't do it yet, obviously. Making some electric engines using lube, which hopefully is that one, but we can work that out. So it's also going to need motors, circuits, and then I'll be happy. That's wrong, isn't it? Because this one needs to make lube. And then I need to feed the lube. Yeah, I need to feed the lube into a machine making electric engines. That's right. So we won't connect any of them up, but like that, like that. But everything's sort of over here ready to go when that finally finishes. What I do want to do is increase this. Have I even got any? Yeah, 14. So what I was thinking, so we could grab that. So that, oh, it doesn't align. Okay, is that aligned? That's not bad. I haven't really got any of those guys, have I? Right, so we'll run back. We'll grab some of them. That'll sort of double-ish the amount of power from. I think they look quite good. The turbines spinning in. I thought they. I thought they were a little bit naff when you just see them on their own. Sort of a bit spindly and weird. But when they're all running in a big field like that, I think that looks quite good. Right, so. Oh, we could support more of these. Couldn't we? Yeah, we could. Let's do another couple of lads then. Like so. Can I put that somewhere? Yeah, there we go. Like that. I'm not sure we can support this many, but let's try. I'm nothing if not a tryer. That's fine. So hopefully that'll sort of be okay. Right, yes, so we'll grab a whole load of the wind turbines. I appear to have got squeaky nose. I get occasionally... Oh, I've got loads of rubbish in inventory. Let's turn it into landfill. Yeah, so I need to pick some of these up and like move them up and stuff. Probably same with the iron. And probably the same with the coal as well, because it's running out quicker than you might think from previous expectations based on the size of the patch, etc. Right, how many of these can we do? Yeah, so I think this looks quite effective, like this, but the individual ones running, not so much. The ultimate aim is to have, I think I've said this before, to have each sort of factory powered by, well, not each one, maybe thematically, powered by different types of types of power. And each factory will be sort of separately powered, is my current idea. So we've got 16 left, okay. Can I add some more in? There you go, see? So, and they're quite effective en masse. They do appear to do a thing like it's continuous power, though. Which is interesting. It's like different, different to the other sources of power. So I could probably put another like row in here if it'll let me. Yeah, that'll work. Stick that in. Don't think we've got enough turbines, but we can go and get some more. No, we haven't. How many are we short by? A good few stacks. And then we can put some more in here. I'm sort of intending to fill up all of this area with turbines, since it's made them. It helps out a little bit with the pollution, but I say the big source. In fact, let's do the miners. Big source of pollution is the miners. But you see, there you go. So basically all of the stone. Virtually all of these miners are empty. But they're still making a lot of pollution. Right, so lube. In fact, we'll scratch, come back to that. And we'll get this up and running. So you want to be advanced oil. Yeah, so it is the heavy on the bottom. Okay. Can never remember. And then you're going to be lube, but you can't be. But what we can do... That is in the wrong place. What we can do... is do that, and then connect that. So it's got somewhere to go, basically. And I can just flash it if it fills up, but we're only going to make... Oh, I didn't actually start the research, did I? Classic me. Right, let's pick up all these miners, because I'm pretty sure they produce pollution, even if... Oh, there was some there. Even if they're not really doing anything. Why am I doing this by hand? You see what I mean? We've eaten up that entire sort of... all of this, basically. I've made a lot of stone brick, you know, because I've laid it all down, but... If this was, you know, normal vanilla Factorio, you'd be like... not even expecting to have hardly touched that patch. Right, if I grab that... put that there... Oh. What do you do that for, you silly person? These are obviously not lined up very well. Okay, fine. Swap some of these in. What are you doing? Let's do that. Oops. That'll do. What about the iron? There you go. You see, we've already used up those. And then is this all dead? Not quite all of it. That's dead. There's actually a mod that marks things automatically for deconstruction, which is not like a massive labour saver, but when things are marked for deconstruction, they stop doing whatever they're doing. So obviously they auto-flip to deconstruction and they stop making pollution, which is kind of a weird side benefit that's actually more useful than, you know, marking them for automatic deconstruction. Right, so let's do this on the copper. We should be almost there with the lube. Right, do that. Oops, no. For anyone that is watching, if you've watched these streams before, got missed that one obviously. I've been following the series or anything on YouTube or anything like that. This is going to be the last streaming weekend I do this year. I'll be back in the new year, 7th of January. I'm not intending to stream over Christmas at all. In fact, I wasn't intending to play any of these sorts of games, or the games I'm playing on Steeries, just to give me a sort of a mental break, really. But the biters are proving a little problematic, so just about that. Now, this was an area of getting attacked up here. How are we doing for... Ooh, we could do with some more ammo, I think, couldn't we? Oh, I say that. Maybe we'll take a bit of ammo over there while it finishes off lube. Do you know what I mean? You know, we're using a tiny amount of smelting that's set up. I was going to convert this to red belt and all that sort of stuff. Looks like we could actually support more blue machines, but we'll leave that. You know, I was going to convert to red belt. That was where I was kind of going last time. But I don't think that's wise, given our current circumstance. So we want to grab a load of wind turbines. And then a bit more ammo. Where the heck is the ammo? Well, I haven't done any real messing about with the new turrets and stuff. It's like, I was thinking we might be able to set some of those up. In fact, let's go and get some red ammo as well. Set some of those up, you know, to bolster the defense in places. But in practice, it took me so long to, you know, get the basic ones in. I didn't even sort of mess about with that. Because it does give the... I was thinking we could stick some of the shotgun turrets in. But I think they may shoot the walls. I think that's what... It has an odd warning message on it where it says it has to be unobstructed. And I think it's because it's like, you know, if you accidentally fire the shotgun, you know, with the space bar, it just hits whatever's in the way. And I think they may be the same. So I'm not sure how useful that would be, because obviously I would need to put it in front of the walls, which then they get attacked and destroyed quicker than the other stuff. And it's like, well, that'll probably be good for the, you know, the big defences, because we'll be able to kind of defend the shotgun turrets, but it's not going to be very useful for this circumstance we're in. And I could put some of the cannon shells turrets on, but again, I didn't really get time to mess about with that at all. Right, I think we're going to need plastic, aren't we, and iron plate. I'm going to make, you know, hand make the first few things, I would imagine. But we need to set up the lube, or turn it on anyway, so that it's ready to go. Where is it? Here we go. Top there. Now fill out as much more of this as we can. So if you're lube, you're going to be electric engines, which we can't do. I'm not... Actually, it's a normal one, isn't it, for electric engines? Let's just pick that up. Yeah, electric engines aren't made in... They're made in one of them. I wonder how many millions of times I've set that up and, you know, I just got it wrong. Right. Yeah, okay. Let's go and put these... I try to be calm about it all. It's going to be an absolute pain in the bum if I do have to replay this whole thing up to this point, you know, with a better map seed and stuff. But I don't think it's a thing to panic about. It's just inconvenient, really. Right. Can I stick these in? I think I'd rather actually pick these few up. Clear out the thing. So we'll sort of put extra sort of row much as we can. So that's all of our wind turbines down. It'll take ages to make some more. But here we go. So we're sort of 50-50 wind turbine coal now. So hopefully that's meant we've not massively increased the amount of pollution from electric stuff. We could also, you know, start making solar panels. Did I even do that research? I'm not sure I did. Oh, I'm not sure if it's moved them because I've got a mod that's got like higher level solar panels on it. No, I don't think I've done them, have I? Right, so what can we do in the meantime? We can... oh yes, put some stuff in the turrets. Had a very strange sort of week at work. Huh. Am I just in the wrong place? Seems weird. Yeah, it's quite odd because you've got what's both a crushing deadline and no deadline. It's sort of a bit difficult to explain in that. Oh, there's one got each in. That's why it's being weird. So let's do 50 and 50 once it's loaded up. And you need some more, as I guess do you. Yep, that's all fine. Cool. I think those were the major attack directions, weren't they, there? Over to the right and over to the left. So let's go and see if it needs any more over on the left, on the right. Yeah, especially there's like a deadline that's right after Christmas. So technically it's whatever that is, 4 weeks away. But of course, I'm not going to work over Christmas, so it's ooh. Let's put a little bit of emergency in case that runs out. So it's also really close, you know, because effectively you got to think it's a bit like if you got a holiday. Oh, I mean, it is a holiday. And then when you get back, you know that you've got a deadline. So you're trying to rush to get it done so that you don't impact your holiday. And that's basically the situation in. But I think everyone's gone into sort of... All of our clients have gone into holiday mode, basically. And they're not... They're almost not, you know, thinking about the work. No, let's put 100 in there, actually. Let's top that up to 100 as well again. Yeah, they're sort of not thinking about, oh, you know. It's one of the difficulties of my job, to be honest with you, that it's very difficult to get people to both realise that they need to do things. There's a big tendency in what I do that people are... Because I'm a consultant, basically. I do things for people. So they sort of assume, right, well, we've paid for this person to do this thing. So we don't need to worry about it. They'll just do it. And the reality is, actually, I need like lots of input on stuff. You know, I'd need lots of information from them in order to do the things I need to do for them. And my main skill, the thing I bring to the party, is more knowing how to do things rather than doing the things, if you see what I mean. So it's like a lot of my job is essentially answering questions on behalf of other people. And it's like knowing how to answer the questions in a way that will get them the results that they want, if that makes sense. It's almost like, if you think about an accountant, you know, filling out tax returns. I mean, anyone could fill out a tax return form, but it's knowing all the little tricks and, you know, things that you can do to maximise your or minimise your tax obligations. You know, what you can claim for in terms of, you know, stationery that you've used and all those sorts of things being, you know, valid things that you can claim for is kind of the extra special sauce that an accountant will bring to the situation. You know, they know how to fill that form out in the best way that helps you. I don't think we'll run out of heavy oil. It's sort of backed up with petroleum. We can always just, you know, sort of pick the pipe up and it will fill itself back up again. Or flush it, basically. So we're literally doing this just to make some electric engines so that we can make these. They're also going to be a while. Now, what was the recipe for the actual filters? I say we can recycle the filters, I understand it. I don't know how quickly it eats through them. It's a new mod to me, basically. It's not a new mod, but it's one that I've not used before. Now what we want is coal, plastic. So what we can actually do here is take that down in parallel. An iron plate, I think. So let's see if we can't maybe bring iron plate up here. Through that little cheeky little gap. Is that going to be viable? And yeah, as I say, you get this situation where clients kind of just assume, or some do, that we'll do everything. And we'll do everything, but in order to do all of the things, we need all of the information. And it's generally them that's got the information. Unfortunately, I do often get into a situation where I have to make stuff up because they just don't provide the information, or can't, or didn't realise they were going to have to, and that sort of thing. But that's, you know, I try to avoid that because, well, the honest truth is, you know, I'm not an expert in the way that they are. You know, they do their job. I don't do their job. So it's difficult for me to know exactly. So I've no idea how quickly we'll eat through these, how quickly they are to make, any of that stuff. It's all new to me. We need power though. Like that. I can actually grab some of that stuff there. So it doesn't look like we're making engines very quickly. Which isn't surprising, they are very slow. 10 seconds, and what's that one? That's only 6 seconds, so really, yeah, we probably need a bit more. I reckon. Yeah, I sort of fully expect this to happen every year. And the only frustrating part of it is that my management doesn't expect it, even though it happens exactly the same way every year. And it's like, as happened last year, this problem has arisen. And complete surprise on their part. And it's like, but weren't you here yet last year? Don't you remember it happening last year? Doesn't it happen every year? I mean, it happens at Easter as well, and, you know, to a lesser extent summer holidays, because people are a bit more spread out usually summer. But although Easter moves, obviously, but, you know, the concept that it is an Easter Friday and Monday. I'm surprised, actually, that we've not been attacked more. I guess they're just chewing on the pollution. Maybe it's because they're making bigger biters, you know, it's medium-sized biters coming in. So they're just sort of more pollution is going into bigger biters, maybe. But yeah, a bit surprised by that. Right, air filters are still a way off. Okay. What can we do in the meantime? We could check on. I'm tempted to go for a drive and sort of drive around, and because I did notice on this, we are starting to get into the territory of being off of the revealed map. We could go and put some radar outposts on and stuff like that. Not keen on that because the biters will just eat them basically, unless because we don't have lasers to defend them, and I don't fancy going and filling up boxes of ammo every 5 minutes. Let's have a look at these. Are we all okay still? Yeah. There's a couple of extra red ones. Oh. So you do get through them very quick because it's, I say, it's only like 500 on each square. Right, have we got electric engines? Are they made? I'll be honest, I've not really planned beyond this. You know, if we get this... Let's chuck the extra ones in there. If we get these up and running, and they do actually... Because what I'm afraid of, to be honest with you, is that I plop one down and it has almost no impact whatsoever. Because we can plop it right in the heart of, you know, pollution generation. So the miners are going to be the biggest one, so I can stick a couple in there. And if it literally does virtually nothing, because we can look on the pollution chart as well and see what they're absorbing. But if it only absorbs, you know, a tiny amount of pollution per, you know, per machine, then at that point I think I may well decide to restart. Or certainly we could look at some different maps and stuff. Because if it, you know, if I'm going to have to put like 200 of those machines down in order to have any noticeable difference, I don't think that's viable. I don't mind doing that end game, you know, when I'm building the big factories. You know, and we've made 1 million of them. But at this stage, if I have to spend all my time, you know, and all the filters, if the filters literally last a second, you know, it's not going to be fun to be chucking them in. And I could set up. Or in fact, let's go for a bit of a drive. I could set up, you know, automated systems to make them, but again, I'm not entirely sure that's what I want to spend this series doing. You know, the series is about in some attractive looking factories. I'm almost tempted, if I'm honest, if it does go pear-shaped in that way, to actually start up the other series that I want to do, which is very much vanilla, so effectively, you know, we'll turn off all the mods and start the other one, and then I'll just do all of the, you know, lower level building, and we'll kind of come back, or, you know, advancement. Oops. It's not ideal because I wanted to kind of explore the new recipes and stuff on stream, but so I don't really fancy doing 10 streams where I'm just killing biters and putting down pollution machines. So I mean, I think some of these actually... Oh, crikey. You see what I mean? We're really into the territory where... I mean, these are big nests, and if the pollution gets out here, we're probably finished. Luckily, it's not got this far. But then, I imagine we're in a delay still from when I was basically letting it idle. I mean, these are dealable with, although probably not at the tech level I'm at. Again, we've got another gigantic patch really close. Which is the other thing. I think these patches are all too close. What I want is more railworld style, really. Yeah, so we're getting some really meaty biters. Anyway, nearly there on the pollution. I've accidentally triggered them. Sorry lads, I'm just passing by. Don't mind me. Oh. Doing this in the dark is asking for trouble. What are we doing? Yeah, let's go and have a look. But what's over here? I mean, I could always use, there's a command you can use to basically delete patches, so I could go around and manually delete some patches and achieve the desired effect, so I'm not actually that fussed about, the fact that I've got far too many patches, really, for what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so it's not gone actually that much further, which is interesting. We're nearly there anyway. Let's head back. Head back to base. There we go. So, what we could do is start chunking away at some of these military techs, because we are going to have to clear out the fighters. Excuse me. In this map, if we stay here. But they're really expensive, 400 sites each, so it would produce a lot of pollution. I think I'll leave it for now. I might just do that one. Yeah, do that one, because then I can make some of the warehouses and see how they're going to work, basically, at some point. Right, so what we can do, though, as long as I'm not going to crash into any biters, is get some of these started. Oops, crashed into some rocks. No. Oh look, trees! I bet those are the 8 trees that are absorbing all of our pollution. Simple error, minus 96 a minute. That sounds promising. Minus 96 a minute. Sounds like it might be a good number. Because... oh, right, so that's them done. Because... okay. So if we say 96 a minute, those in total, 96, 180... so 3 would handle all of the pollution out of them. Like 1.5 would handle that. 1 would handle... so maybe like 10 of these will suck up all of our pollution. That's a lot. But perhaps not, catastrophically a lot. Okay, let's have a look and see what happens. I'm hoping there's also not a massive negative feedback loop in that. So we need to set the filters running, don't we? Where are they? Oh, here we go. In that the power demand could generate so much extra, How slow are you? Or how fast are you? 2 seconds. Yeah, so you need some fast inserters, don't you? Don't know how big they stack either. So we've got 4 of them now. Let's have a look, see, and how quickly they run. Because what we could do is we could put one of these down and discover it requires so much power to do the air cleaning. I don't know if it scales to the... that's a point. I don't know if the more cleaning it does, the more power it uses, maybe. But we could plop this down and find that you know, it's basically causing the power to generate more than 96, if you see what I mean. Let's put one here. So it's... I also don't know if it's regional. So if we put one filter in, what happens? Oh, it eats them quite quick, doesn't it? Okay. So it's been going for a quarter of its life. Has it done anything? In fact, let's have a look at the pollution graph. Yeah, so we're going to need like 10 of them to absorb all the pollution. Has it run out now? Yeah, they're quite. That's quite slow, quite quick, isn't it? Okay. I mean, don't necessarily need to have it eat all of the pollution. Maybe if I put something like that, and then we can have that. So I have no real... Right, let's go and see how many we've made. We need to set up the recycling one, you know, the cleaning as well. I was sort of hoping to see like a hole in the pollution, but let's turn everything else off. Oh, there sort of is, isn't there? Anyway, let's leave it to run for a bit. How quickly is this made of these? I mean, we can easily add more of these. And we can also bump them up to blue machines. Oh, so it's made quite a lot in that short time. Okay. So let's put them in. And I say, we're going to get them recycled. So I don't know what the net effect is going to be of that. Anyway, let's go and put, you know, like 50 in the chest sort of thing. And kind of see what happens over a longer period. I seem to remember the mod Discord said it wasn't OP, if you see what I mean. It wasn't excessive. We've got 4 back. So it's not like uranium or something where it's used, you know, they're gone as it were. Okay, so if we put another one of these in. Yeah. What does that look like? So if that's another 15 then. And then if we put another one there, but I haven't got the filters. Oh, did it only make... So this is about half, in terms of machines, about half in theory, I guess, of what we would kind of be hoping for in terms of pollution absorption. So they're doing 384 a minute, which is, you know, not bad. There's only 4 of them running. Okay. No, wrong thing. Am I going mad, or is that not got any pollution on that? No, it's got some, hasn't it? Okay. Right, so let's go and see how many more we've made, how quick it actually chunks through them, etc. I mean, this might, you know, this might be the solution. You know, I'm not saying I've been quite down on continuing this, you know, this map, as it were. Fully intending to continue the oh, I've run right past them. The series. It's not. Still want to do this idea. So it's already filled. 2 of them already filled this chest. Okay. So it does make them pretty quick. Yeah, so what does the recycling look like then? In fact, let's go and put those in. I was hoping to see on the, you know, on the map, it's sort of sucking the pollution out of that area. Because I could put the machines down there, but I don't know how big a range they have. So how many have you used up? Oh, so it's only got through sort of a third. What have we got in terms of... I'm not anticipating this being the permanent place. Oh right, so it is actually sucking. You know, this is going down to 0 pollution. This tile. Uh-huh. Cool. Okay. So we're now at 400 and odd. So between them, I mean, obviously we don't mind these 3 absorbing pollution. It's these 2 that we don't want absorbing pollution. It's interesting that only shows 1. Not sure I understand that. Because there's a lot more bases in the pollution than that. Yeah, so about... I don't know why it does that. I assume it's because I've put so many in this area. These aren't actually... like, being effective. Okay. So maybe if I pull these up... I wonder if it is better to spread them around, basically. Feels like it would be. So if we put another one like down the bottom here, like that. And then we know the miners are very blue. Then let's top that up. We know the miners are very polluting, and we've got loads of miners in this area. So we'll put a couple of them here. Like that. And then we want some more. Because it was 10, wasn't it? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we'll probably put some one here. Let me grab. Yeah, absolutely pumps them out, doesn't it? Okay, so we'll put these in here. We'll have another one like over here. Well, I guess probably better to have it over there. For the pollution from the smelting. I think that's then 10. Or, yeah, let's put it over this side. About halfway down, I guess. And then top it off. Right, so we'll sort of see how long that all works and set up the. We'll have a look at the recycling, what that means. Because we might be able to set it up in a like closed loop system. But we need to bring coal over, don't we? So the recycling. Right. I haven't got any. Recycling. How does that work? There we go. Air filter. 5 coal. Okay, so it's just coal. Okay. So, right now. And then input, output. So put the knackered ones in there. Now what happens is 28 I put in, basically. Am I getting 28 out? So I've got 3 in there. I'm wondering if it's maybe a, you know, gives you half as many back or something type recipe. Obviously need more coal. $18, $25, 8 rather, 25. No, it looks like it's just 1-to-1. So I could potentially set it up as a closed loop system, where basically the machines are using coal. So we'll need to move coal around the base. Oh, look at that. That's sucked all of the pollution out of there. Haha. Yeah, well, you know, we'll need to move pollution, coal about, but I'm kind of doing that already. But, you know, this coal here. Look. It's coal right there. Okay. How could I? Yeah, let's try that then. Because see, it seems to be you know, you get as many filters. There's not a loss of filters or anything like that. There's no decrease in the number of filters. So the only material we're going to be using is coal. The only question then, I say, is whether the power required to run it all and the coal required to run it all generates more pollution than it pulls out of the system. I can't imagine it's been that badly balanced. But you never know. Right, so if we put a machine doing recycling there. Oh, let's put it there. And it feeds the filters back in there. No, that doesn't work, does it? So how could I do that? I want to have one machine doing recycling. And I want it to put the stuff back in the box. So I want it to put it in there. And I need to get these over to it. Let's rethink this entirely. I want something that's... Pick them up, come on. A bit more sort of set up properly. So, if you're... Because what I ideally want is something like that. But that wouldn't work, would it? Oh, it could do. I could have a box there and a box there. like that, and then like that. And then how do I get the coal in? I get the coal in here, basically. Or wherever, you know. Bring it round wherever it needs to be. And then that does need to be a fast inserter, because we know that. Ideally, that would have been the power pole. That would have been perfect. In fact, we could make that an underground. So we then we charge the system like that. So it's a bit like almost like Covarex or something. Like that. So this is ready to go, ready to produce. The only question, I mean, I guess what I could do is limit the boxes, and then it won't. The question is whether it puts these out and they just automatically go in. They're always going to the top one, and so effectively that's useless. I don't think, would that happen? If I make sure there's more in, then it won't try and put, it'll have to put them in the bottom box once it's full. Let's just see it in action. There you go, so it did. So that's now got 49 and 50 in. Yeah, there you go. Because it got 2, and it put one of them in the top, and then it had 50 in, and then put one in the bottom, and it had 50 in. Because this process is a lot quicker than that process. I like it. I like it. Oh, hello there, infantryman for life. No, this isn't space exploration. No, so the mods I'm doing are all minor mods. So I've got like, in fact, if I was to do a load game, there you go. So I've got lots and lots of mods on. You know, a lot of quality of life ones, but there's things like the railway bridges and signs and all this sort of stuff. The idea is this series. In fact, I didn't give a very good title to it. But the idea of this series is I'm going to end up building like attractive, in quotes, as much as you can in Factorio. Like good-looking factories that look like factories. A bit like inspired by, if you know the game Satisfactory, but you can build really cool-looking factories in Satisfactory that look like factories. Sort of inspired by that, basically. So it's all minor mods. Nice space, yeah. Thank you very much. It's not very aesthetic at this point. What happened basically in the series is this. So what I hadn't counted on was that these, because I've got the alien biomes mod on, and this doesn't appear to absorb, or some of these tiles don't appear to absorb any pollution at all. Some do, but a lot of them don't. And so I've angered all of the biters a lot quicker than I thought I was going to. And basically the last streams last weekend was just me like killing biters, basically, and replacing all the stuff that they were breaking. So it got to a point where I wasn't sure whether I was going to have to restart, not because we're about to lose or anything, but just because I didn't fancy spending weeks and weeks and weeks killing biters. But what I've done is I've added on a mod that adds in this clean air system. Basically, it pulls the pollution out of the thing. So I'm hoping what I can do, because you see this flickering here. This is it absorbing the pollution. So I'm hoping that'll basically pull it all back, and I'll stop annoying all of these biters, and that'll let me then basically build up a proper starter base. I'm going to have to remember to put lots of them in, but that'll help me build a proper starter base that I can then, because we're getting such big patches now of biters that I can't really deal with them. I can't really clear them out. So if I can pull the pollution back a bit, then maybe we'll be okay. But it's sort of been a bit touch and go, because I'm not familiar with this mod at all. Alright, so we want something a bit more. like that. Again, so if we put it there. No, I mean, I've played with, oh, I've run out of them. I've never played any of the big overhaul mods. I started giving, what should we call it, Crashdorio 2 ago. But I was streaming that and I found that sort of learning a big scale mod at the same time, you know, streaming it was a bit stressful, if I'm totally honest. So I never really went anywhere with that particular series. So this is, say, it's all minor mods, so it's not going to be, you know, as bad. But a lot of them I don't know, which is good. It makes it a bit more fun. But say I've been putting this in. I didn't know whether it would actually kind of work, because obviously I'm intending it to now pull the pollution out of the air. Have you got access to coal? Yeah, okay. And sort of help me out. You see, because it was like heavy red colours here, so it's actually doing really well. But what's really cool about this mod is you can recycle the filters. So all we have to do is provide it with coal, which is actually running out a little bit. But provide it with coal, and then it's a closed loop system. I mean, it's just eating power effectively in order to, you know, get rid of the pollution. Right, so if we... I don't think it's a bad position for it, so if we put that in there... It's understandable, cool. Are you a fan of the space exploration mod then? Is that one you've played through? I mean, it's my intention to do, you know, give Factorio 2 or something like that a go again. I know, I don't know if you know Zisto. I never know how to pronounce his name. Zistu. He's just started a series on space exploration on his YouTube channel. I think he's streaming it as well, actually. But I didn't know whether, because I assume you have played the game, you know the game, you've etc. etc. It can be a little difficult to tell sometimes whether, you know, people have actually played it or they just enjoy watching it, or, you know, having it in the background sort of thing. But yeah, because it's expansion's meant to be coming, isn't it? The game expansion, but they've not said anything about that in a while. And I believe that's going to basically be space exploration. Okay, about halfway. That'll do. Right, so that should give this coal. We need to put in some filters to get it running. Need a few more filters. But yeah, I was hoping to be quite a bit further along than this, to be honest, but as I say, I sort of ended up having to deal with a biter crisis. Who would have thought, eh? That they weren't keen on pollution. I seem to be picking a lot of them up, so I'll chuck them in there. It's kind of ironic, actually. I end up taking my bootstrap base too far, usually. I usually end up using it too much. Because when we transition to a actual sort of starter base. Oh, I've run out of blue machines. We'll actually do it with a bus because I quite like that way of building. Is that all good? I say I'm a bit chronic for keeping the bootstrap base going way past where it should. So I was trying to push on and move to that, you know, the next... How am I going to... Oh, I'll just pick up some of these turbines, I think. But then, rather ironically, the game has kind of stopped me in my tracks, as it were. Right, where can I fit that in? Let's just take some of these in. Like that. So maybe put that there. Of course, I've not got any of them. And then put that there. That's not great, but around there. Get some filters in there. Right. In fact, actually, that's already done. So still attacks coming in, you see. Perhaps if I take a little split off of there. Let's do that. Down there. And then we can put this. Let's move it a bit up so it's ready to cope with any expansion. Put you in there. Right, if I put them in there, is that going to achieve the same effect? Right, how are we doing on pollution? Yeah, so we had big red, you know, thick smokiness before. These are now kind of zeroing out any pollution that arrives in their segment. We've still got quite a bit there, but that's fine. I mean, because this doesn't absorb any pollution at all, it's a bit difficult to tell whether it's having any long-range effects, because there's that thing where what they do with pollution is it like calculates whether to move to the next tile. So it sort of says, you know, is this tile, because each round, each like tick, it basically says, you know, absorb your maximum amount of pollution, and then if there's enough pollution, it transfers it over to the next tiles out. And so basically out here, this won't go. And I say, especially if this doesn't absorb any pollution, the pollution effectively sits there until there's enough pollution for it to move to the next tile, because there is like a threshold, basically. Otherwise, you know, you'd produce a single bit of pollution on terrain like this. But and because landfill works that way as well, it doesn't absorb any pollution. But so the pollution, when you've got a map and you've got a big chunk of landfill, you actually see, even if you get rid of all the pollution around it, it just sits there because there's like a threshold before it'll move to the next tile. But yeah, so these guys, they eat a bit, and then if there's enough, more pollution moves in. But otherwise it just sits there. So we kind of, what we need to do is like stop it increasing, and then slowly this will either stay where it is, or if there's enough, it'll move into the biter tiles. So I'm not kind of expecting these things to remove all the pollution out here. But we can, now that we've got a little system for doing it, we can put down more of these pollution machines. Because it seems to be, the closed loop thing seems to work quite well. Because they don't go through them too quickly. But all I'm effectively doing then, now that all the materials are in that, it's only using power, basically. I've been playing many mods, like Pyanodon, Angel's Bob, Space Exploration. Crikey, you're into the big mods there, aren't you? Pyanodon's bonkers, isn't it? That's the one where it's like, in order to make, one iron plate, you need 1,500 processes. I mean, I'm exaggerating for comic effect, but that's the big boy, I think, isn't it? Pyanodons? Unless I'm getting that confused with something else. But I mean, I know Bobs and Angels are quite complicated, obviously, but I think my understanding is Pyanodon is it is. It's the absolutely bonkers one. Like 1,000 hours just to get to blue science type mod. Okay, so I'm kind of pleased with that. I don't think we're abandoning this save file yet. Let's put it that way. Is this one running? Bit surprised that's not sucking out the pollution there. Right, let's have a look at the pollution graph and see what's going on. So we're absorbing from these guys 700 a minute. We're not even producing 700, so it's obviously clearing up some of the residual pollution. Because you will get, obviously, the transfer effect will have a backwards effect as well. So, if you've got, if there's like the value is 5 of pollution there, and we suck out pollution here, it will slowly add backwards as well. So it will sort of clear this out very, very slowly. But I'm more concerned with just not, I don't want to. There are some really big nests down here that we don't want to anger too much, if at all. Right. Okay. I'm happy with what that's doing. I say we will keep getting attacks, but I'm happy that that's okay. What we need to do now then, since it looks like it might be viable, is we need to think about how we're going to, and where rather, we're going to put the starter base. Because I'm thinking if we put another pollution one in there, because these is obviously going to make pollution as well, but they're not really doing anything at the moment. So we can put another one in there. We've got coal over there. In fact, we could put it here or something, right next to the coal. And that'll keep that pollution down. Okay, so let's sort of restart science. What I want to buff up is the military, basically. We want to get to a stage where we can have a tank and we can actually sort of sort the biters out. I can't remember where tank is. It's like military 3, isn't it? Unless I've already unlocked it. No. Military 3, yeah. So we need explosives and military 3. Okay, that won't take too long. Because once we've got a tank, I'll be a lot happier dealing with what we got. We can also buff up, the things. I'm not a big user of shells in the tank. We'll basically use it to make... I really like the flamethrower on it. I find that quite a good way of dealing with the nests and stuff. Okay, so we need a couple more of these. We're going to need one more of them. I mean, the other thing I could do, I could put in more wind power and research solar, etc. So we've got some options. Yeah, I was feeling a bit down on the save or this playthrough earlier on, and I'm a bit more encouraged. Okay, let's put you in there. That was quick. Military 4. Can't do it. Military 3, rather. Okay. Let's put that in there. Grab them. And some of them. Okay. So we're going to put one in down now. So, I mean, all it needs is coal, so we could put it anywhere, really. Let's use this gap here, so... oh, that was dumb. Oh, no. Oops. Okay, where was that? I mean, the trickle of attacks that are coming in are fine, so if pollution never really clears, and it's just these guys, it's not going to be too problematic. I might actually put that in as a blueprint. Where's my book? Okay. Military 3. And a tank. Yep. Okay, I've not got any inserters. Right, let's get this thing back on track. I'm not sure if I've even researched flamethrower ammo. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't tend to use the cannon shells a lot. I tend to prefer to... oh, I have researched it. Use the flamethrower ammo. So it's crude oil, isn't it? Steel. Okay. Where can I put that? I mean, we do technically have steel here. That's a long way to take it just for a few things. Okay, let's just grab a load of steel. Must have that in a chest somewhere. There we go. And then we want a lab. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get a couple hundred things of flamethrower fuel. I should have made a load of armor-piercing ammo in the meantime. And that, in combination with our turrets, should make clearing out the biters a bit easier. I think I've abandoned any notion of keeping biter killing in check, you know, to avoid evolution levels, because we're already at like 0.4 or something. Oops. Steel in effect. Is that too slow? That's too slow, isn't it? Cool. Tank's nearly done. Nearly cooked. I can make some solid fuel as well, that occurred to me. Can't I? Yeah. Make some solid fuel. Doesn't help a lot with the speed, but... Right, so what we need is some armor-piercing ammo. Oh, let's bump that up a bit. Armor-piercing ammo. We'll put the tank here eventually when we can. I can't put it yet, can I? No. The tank is like a load of engines, isn't it? I always forget. I only ever make one. Engines are over here. There's probably a load of steel in it as well. I mean, it's a tank, so that would make some sense. Right, what is it made of? Steel, gear wheels, advanced circuits. Okay. Steel, gear wheels, advanced circuits. What else can we do? Cliff explosives would be hugely useful. As a general thing. I mean, I should really do like mining prod because I don't want to run out. The patches are enormous, but they got very little in them because it's how it's set up. I haven't really played. I'm not confident because we're in this weird situation of having a lot of attacks. I'm not 100% confident with using the new military stuff because I don't want to set it up and find it's, you know, peculiar how it works or anything. Right, so it's like that piranha stuff. I'd love to play with that, but we'll have to come back to that later. Right, so I think if we buff up damage for the bullets and the flammables, is that cheap? That's a lot cheaper, isn't it? So I'll buff this up. Yeah. What was I going to do? So I need to get some steel. Tank. Tank. Okay. So we just put... Oh, there's no point in me doing that. Okay. So, we'll go and see how much flamethrower stuff we've made. Because we got... like a bit more, but... got sort of 600 rounds or so. I'm not going to go on a killing spree, as it were, but... I just want to be able to deal with them when we get in contact, because we need to go out and explore a bit, basically. That's what, I mean, like 3 streams ago, that was what I was intending to do. That was what the plan was, to go exploring. And then we just kept getting attacked and attacked and attacked. I only got 30, is that it? That's annoying. Okay. Oh well. Right, so some solid fuel then. I guess if we made it out of light oil, we can use up that light oil. refined flowers. And then next one. That one. A little chest there. Like so. That's a bit better. Okay. How quick is that? Quicker than a yellow inserter. Okay. I try to remember to do summaries and stuff. Basically, so summaries meaning basically, so I stream this at weekends, but I also stream Satisfactories on Fridays, and cross promotion, I suppose, is a better way of putting it. You meant when you're streaming, you meant to think of yourself as a brand. It all feels a bit tacky to me, but it does work. People do, you know. When you give what's called a call to action, people do tend to do them. But basically, so I stream this on at weekends, Saturday and Sunday, and then Satisfactory on Friday, and Dyson Sphere Program on Monday. Obviously tomorrow we'll continue this series because I think we're going okay now. Quite like, so I don't quite know why this one isn't, you know, getting the same effect as those ones. Dyson, but what I was going to say, basically Dyson Sphere Program on Monday, I've just unlocked the warpers. So it's going to be quite a fun stream where I go around exploring the different solar systems. Might even try and get over to the black hole. They're not, and the neutron star. They're quite close. I mean, relatively speaking. I played on another map, and they were literally the other side of the galactic cluster, which was a long way to travel mid-game. But yeah, that's what I'm quite looking forward to on Monday. Bit of exploring. Right, so we got 800 ammo. Obviously, what got there. I should top that up actually. Now, if we go and get whatever solid fuel we've got, I bet we've not made very much. And flamethrower ammo, then I'm confident we've got enough to deal with any situations that we end up in. And we'll go out and we'll explore and we'll see what's sort of a bit further away, so that we can kind of plan out where we're going to put the bus and stuff. Because what the big problem I think is going to be defending ourselves. Because I may well have to spend quite a lot of time building some fairly substantial walls. What we got? Oh, I got loads. Lovely. Let's do 3 stacks. Not got loads of that though. Okay. Right. So favourites at the moment are the top end, the north, basically, because down south we do have water, so that would be helpful for defence, but we're not really, without landfilling a lot of space, we've not really got a lot of room there. So we'd end up building here, and it's just as open by the looks of things. So if we basically head north and see what's sort of going on in this area, because the bus will be that sort of length, and so we can have trains there. And I'm not going to go mega bus like I have before. It's just a bus to be able to make all of the factories basically, and do all the research sort of thing. So it's not going to be, you know, 100 lanes wide or whatever, but it will end up fairly significant. Because what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to establish is there a lake here, you know, which I can then, you know, I can do a choke point type defense there, or is there not water until up here, sort of thing? I don't know. I don't know the, you know, this was like the starting area visualization, so I don't know what it looks like beyond this. Because I don't mind if I end up having to basically build giant walls. That's fine, but it's something I'll have to probably do off stream, I think. Right, what should we do? If we do start doing that one. Because I could do the lab speed, couldn't I? Because that's cheaper. But we've only got a few blue machines. Or I could get them on the go. That's quite expensive. Choices. The other thing I could do, I could get a boat, couldn't I? I forgot about that. Let's research that then. Because what I can do, I can basically, they're quite convenient for exploring the boats because we can just pop on the water and drive around, and we're basically out of the range. The biters can't bite us, basically. The spitters, obviously, are still a bit of an issue, but you know, we can stay out their range, and the worms, obviously. And it's quite a good way of exploring. I'll also be able to see whether I've messed up the settings for the water, because I'm planning on, or I want to do cargo ships. In there. Because they're quite cool. It's like, they're basically like water-based trains. They're really cool. I don't know if you've ever seen that map before. It's quite funny actually, because you can basically set them you basically put railways down for the boats to follow. The sort of a waterized version of a railway track. And once you put them down, the boats will just follow them. And what you can do is basically then landfill it, so you can have boats driving around on the land. It looks really weird, but I mean, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't give you any benefits. It's also, I mean, it's a bit of, unless you've got like water for it, it's a bit of a pain actually, because if you need to change the route, you can't do it because you have to lay the track on water. But yeah, it's quite funny watching them driving about, as it were, on the land. Right, so what we got at the top here? Have we got any lakes? Have we got any water bodies, or is it just a sea of unfriendly natives? Sea of unfriendly natives so far. More cliffs, okay. Oh, that looks like water. That's water. Excellent. So, well, it's probably not. Alright. Ah. This is good news. This is very good news. What does it do up here? So it starts heading... Oh! Is this... Ah! Okay. So that's also across there. Oh, some uranium. Okay. I think I'm going to have to... Oh, there we go. Delete some of these patches because I've not got the effect I was after, basically. Right, so if we do another buff, or set it going anyway, it's not going to finish for ages. And what's this up here? Is this a dead end? Yep. Okay. This might be quite cool in that it could... Why you... Look, you're really persistent. I mean, I don't like persistent people. Just give it a rest, will you? But this might be quite good if this is a gigantic lake. That'd be really cool for setting up some cargo ship routes. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Ah, yeah, I like that. Because we can basically chop that off there. I should explore that a little bit more. But yeah, that looks like... I mean, obviously it could just be a small bit of water, but if it's a nice big lake, you know, having a cargo ship going, or several cargo ships going, you know, across it would be quite cool. But yeah, I've got way too many patches for the effect I'm going for. I mean, what I want, you know, I want these to look like mines, you know, like real-world mining areas where it's gigantic number of miners. But I don't then want another patch just literally on top of it. Or coal next to it. So we'll just get rid of some of these patches. There's a command you can do to get rid of them. Right, so if we go... That's looking favourite for at least... I mean, it's quite a big thing to chop off, but we can set a wall up there, basically. We know we can set a wall up across here somewhere. So is there... You know, it'd be brilliant if there's a lake there. Because then I can basically wall myself in, clear out all these biters, and we've got nice bit of room to actually set the proper, you know, bootstrap. Well, it's not really a bootstrap, is it? It's the starter base or whatever we want to call it. So let's look for some more water across this way. Maybe if I just go... Is that too far over? Let's go this way. Go west. Okay, let's head south now. Yeah, there's just way too many. I mean, because of how it's set up, this isn't as big an ore patch as it looks, in terms of the amount of stuff in it. But it's too many too close, basically. That's annoying. I thought I'd cracked that setting. Oh well. So we're not finding any water yet. That's... Oops. Yes, I know. Oh, got loads of biters here. That's why I'm a big fan of the tank compared to the car, because you can just drive through rocks. A bit of a nemesis for me, rocks. End up crashing into them all the time. Right. We have unfortunately not found a lake and or sea. In fact, we don't appear to be finding another... Oh, blimey, another ore patch. Yeah, I got that setting completely wrong, haven't I? So this is the water that connects to... It's just going to crash into the base over here. Okay, let's do another pass up here. See if we can't find some water. Oh, hello lads, you alright? Okay. Maybe if we sort of follow this over for a bit. Oh. See if it veers upwards at all. Doesn't look like it's veering upwards. Keep getting a bit close to the nests, don't I? We have that in... Okay. Alright, that's... Ah! Here we go. Here we go. Right, so what happens at the bottom? Another massive copper and iron patch. Okay, okay. So that's quite a good choke point. What happens with this lake then? I mean, I should. I mean, I'm intending this to be like. I'm not going mega base scale production, but I want to have a really big, open, revealed map with like factory town approach, and as I say, sort of try and make them. Ah, okay. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Try and make them look like actual, you know, like oh, crikey. Deliberately. Okay, okay. I know, you just want to be friends. Let's get some fire on the subject. There we go, that's better. Okay, so what do we do up? And then I keep driving too close to them. What happens up here? Yeah, so I want them to be like self-contained factories, and it's like I want to try and get a... I mean, you're kind of limited with Factorio. It's got that diesel punk aesthetic, so it's sort of all... everything's grimy and horrible. Oh dear, kind of no matter what you do. But if we can try and make sort of, you know, circuit factories that look more advanced, because I got like the holographic signs mod and stuff like that. This is a big lake. That's good news. Oops, getting a lot of acid damage there. That's not good. Don't want to get blown up already. Just because I was being spiteful about... Oh no. Oh no. Oh, that's bad news. That's because I was taking my eye off the ball, that. Dang. Right. Do we load? When was that? How long ago was that? That was a while ago, wasn't it? Let's load that one up. I mean, we know what it does, so I don't necessarily have to go and repeat that. But that's quite a while ago. Oh, that's annoying. Well, that was basically because I drove through that biter nest. What I should have done is abandon that whole route I was taking. But I was like, let's just cheekily drive through that biter nest. So. I say, I know what it does now. Let's try and find the... Oops. Other side of the lake. I had a respawn, but... In fact, why didn't I respawn? I mean, we would have had to come back and get all my stuff because I had... My inventory's absolutely jam-packed full of useful stuff. But I'd have been able to... I should have respawned. Because it wouldn't be too difficult to make another tank. Okay. We're not finding the other side of this lake, though, are we? So we go down now, we should hit the lake. There we go, there's the water there. Which I think this is where I died, isn't it? So there was a nice choke point down the bottom, not so much at the top. Okay. Let's see what it does. Past where I died. Ooh, this might be a little tricky. There's quite a lot of... Yeah, a lot of gold coming in there. Right. Yeah, okay. Okay. Is that a behemoth worm? Wow, okay. How do we have behemoth worms so close? There's loads of them, in fact. Is the pollution? Pollution level can't be that high. So it's only on 0.38. Oh, is somebody... Okay. That's yet another ore patch, isn't it? Right. Behemoth worms. At that distance. Wow. Okay, so plan then. The plan is essentially we will keep these, like, you know, these walls, and we'll basically lock that off. I'll put something across there, and then hopefully, I mean, I'm not obviously not 100% sure, but hopefully that'll then seal off the bottom part of the map. We'll take this across on the diagonal, so we'll seal off across there. We'll then put some big wall, basically, across there, somewhere. Maybe go in a bit and up, or something like that. And this area, we might leave as the Wild West, because, you know, those I can defend with reasonable resources, I think. But I can't really clear all of that out if it's already getting behemoth worms. That's quite a lot of well, it's quite a lot of ammo I'm going to need to use just to kill them. In fact, I'm not sure. I can't actually remember whether armor-piercing ammo can really kill behemoth worms, because they regenerate so quick. Maybe with the buffs it'll be okay. I know behemoth worms and spitters and biters you can't actually kill with anything less than uranium ammo, unless you buff them, sort of thing. Okay. Yeah, and we'll just have to use this, you know, we just have to treat this. I mean, what I might do is create, like, effectively an L shape. I mean, do I even need trains at this stage? Because I've got so much stuff nearby. Am I going to need to do trains? We might not have to bother. In which case it's just the bus side of it, and I can be quite conservative with that. But I like the idea of putting it here because it's a nice strip of land, and basically there's no cliffs. So if we put it here, you know, that's long enough for the type of bus I'm after. Which is basically enough to do science and that sort of thing. We're going to generate a heck of a lot of pollution. So what I could do is say I could do like a strip effectively. So yeah, we need to defend quite a long way up there, but we do basically from here somewhere, or maybe there, maybe there. We just sort of go straight up, and I don't try and get to this water over here. It's a bit inconvenient because I say this is quite a good choke point down here. It's just there's not really anything useful up here, especially not with the worms at that level. Okay, let's go back down here and drive down there. That'll probably be it for the stream then. I usually stream GMT 3 till 6. Just, I mean, how are there so many behemoth worms? That's obviously a consequence of RSO, but I mean, he's a big worm. I mean, we got 3 behemoth worms and the big one. Bonkers. I mean, once we got artillery and stuff, it all becomes a bit academic, but well, yeah, it's a bit sort of surprising. Oh, no, don't want to. It's like, you know, we're still getting. I mean, there's not a single big biter, but we've got behemoth worms. Yeah, it's obviously some reflection of that algorithm, which I guess is why it gives you the option to do normal biter spawning. What's more surprising about it, to be honest with you, I've played with it before, and I don't remember it being quite so sort of aggressive. So I'm wondering if there's some other interaction with another mod that's caused that. Maybe it's the armoured biters has that effect, because I haven't played with that one before. Alright guys, calm down. It is puzzling. So yeah, so we do have this nice choke point here. Oh, yeah. Oh look, finally some different terrain. Interesting looking terrain, rather than the purple and grey splurge that we seem to have at the moment. Wait, is this different? Does it randomise that? That can't be right. No, I mustn't have come down this far. Oh, no, here we go. Here's the other side of that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so let's fill this in and try not to die this time. Okay. Let's head back home. And I guess start designing some walls so we can start expanding. Probably have to go a bit old school and do belt feeding other things in, because otherwise, feed the turrets with belts, basically. Oops. Yep. Oh, that's done as well. Okay. Let's do some of the things we're going to need. So let's start doing solar panels. Not the biggest fan of belt-fed walls, because it's wall defences. Because it's quite a lot of ammo to put on, just sat there doing nothing, basically. Takes quite a lot to fill a gigantic belt with ammo. Especially if you loop it back on itself. Okay. Where are we getting attacked from? Guess up there. Right, so. The question really then as well is... Am I going to have enough ammo to do that? I guess if we grab both of them... Need to think about that. Whoops. Need to think about that. Okay. Pick you up. Okay. So what we need then is like a straight bit, a diagonal bit. Am I going to bother with diagonals? No, let's just do... We'll do a corner bit rather than the diagonal. Diagonals are painful. Okay, so what's this going to look like? That'll be a bit of wall. And then... I say I was fairly keen to try the turrets as well, but... I don't know. Right, and then that, and like that. They're going to need power, like so, and tidy it up a bit. That's 2. That's fine. That's fine. So I want to chop it off there. Oh no. Better off adding 1 extra in, so it's a bit easier to tile. There we go, so it's tileable like that, basically. And like that. Okay. And then... put that there. I'll just set that up. If I put this, that on. Okay. Put that in there. Okay, so it would be tiling there. So where do we want the corner to be? In fact, I'm going to pick that up. Move it over. So if that was a corner, would that be a corner? Be connected to that diagonal somewhere. Ideally. So if that's the bottom, I've done it one over, haven't I? So that's the connecting point. Okay. So if we put that no, put that there. Can't get my head around it. Hang on. So if it's there. Yeah, that's the... Okay. So I don't think we actually want that line, do we? Okay. And then you're going to be a bit close, aren't you? So... Actually, that's wrong then. Okay. We could put it on the inside. Not a fan of that. So you're there. So it'd be those two. That's not great, because it's never great when it's grabbing on the corner for the low level inserter. So maybe move it over one. Oh, so it's solar panel. Let's get the cliffs. So it actually wants to be there. Is that right? So that'll be one. Yeah, I think I will put one on the inside as well. Let's feed it there. And then this wants to move out from where it is. Why am I doing it by hand when I got nanobots? So we want 1, 2, 1, 2, so there. 1, 2, 1, 2, there. So it kind of wants to be about that sort of distance, I think. That doesn't look right. So it's misaligned, isn't it? Does that work? Corner is always the hardest thing in this game. Right. So if that's a corner, what does it look like if it's on the bottom? So if it was there. I mean, obviously it needs flipping. No. Other way. That one. That one there. Oops. So it'd be like that. So that tiles. What about the other end? So if it was this one. So that tiles there. Okay. Okay, I'm happy with that. I know I asked you to put it all down, but pick it all up, please. Right, so we now have a couple of extra blueprints. So there's no colonization on it. It's just, you know, response to pollution and stuff. So I'm really defending against their, you know, defend their pollution response attacks, basically. So we've done a whole load of extra research, and the pollution hasn't really gone further. Unlike every other stream where suddenly we gained, you know, half a map's worth of pollution. So these air cleaners are doing a pretty good job, I think. Okay, so I say the plan is we'll sort of, you know, extend. I mean, I'll have to replace this wall because it's a different type of wall, but we can effectively just add it on there and, you know, take it out there. Yeah, okay, I like that idea. Right, so we need the stuff to do that then, basically. My concern is the ammo side of it. From the point of view that I'm not sure that's enough iron, actually, to make all of this ammo. And that's quite a long way away. What we'll do then, though, is we'll start here. So rather than, do this bit first, we'll start up here. And we'll just go north and we'll claim these 2 iron patches. Because I bet we've made a whole load of solid fuel and all that sort of stuff. I bet it's a bit of a tricky situation here because there's only 10 minutes of stream left. So there's not really much point starting that. But I'm not quite sure what to do. Let's have a look at the science situation. I never actually started Cliffs, did I? Well, there's loads of stuff we could do, but So I was trying to avoid taking this bootstrap base too far. Right, how are we doing with solid fuel and etc.? Yeah. Oh, have you run out of steel? Oh, of course, it's bonkers with the steel, isn't it, this ammo now? That was one of the worst changes they ever made, that. It's like 10 steel for every single one. I mean, it sort of makes sense in that it's like meant to be 5 steel. Highly pressurized container, I guess, but it's an awful lot of steel for one single ammo, container. We could have it tidy up, basically, so I could get rid of a load of stuff in my inventory. It's how the bite attacks have really stopped coming now. Right, so let's pop. In fact, no, I'll just carry one filter around with me. We'll get rid of the chemical labs and etc. Because we're not going to do anything there for a while. So put all of this away. Put them away. Put them away. Don't really need to be carrying these. Got loads of... In fact, let's set some of the things up. So I don't really need that. Take them anyway. Engines. No, I've got more than I need. Well, it looks like we may not end up doing much rail, but so I'll put that away. Radar's fine. Make sure we got loads of turrets. Let's get making more. And I don't really need a lot of ammo on me. I guess let's do... Ooh, oversea energy distribution. Also, I'd forgotten how quickly it gives you a lot of them. Let's do batteries then. No, let's do mining prod if I'm worried about the iron running out. I don't know if I need a lot of ammo or not. Top up the lights. Gonna probably phase them out, I think. Trees, there aren't any trees to clear, so there's no point having those nanobots. Those could do with topping up. How many repair packs? Loads, but fine. Get rid of all of these. Oh, I didn't get rid of the pump jacks. Right, we're going to need loads of inserters, aren't we? And loads about. And we should grab... In fact, if I'm going to have to... do that, then we need to cover that off. Walls, we need more than we can carry, really. Let's get rid of some iron plate, some copper, so grab some more walls. Stone, oops, that was not good. How have I picked that up? And oh, I bet it's on the ground somewhere. Oh dear. Right, let's... I've got anything else I can get rid of. Box. Okay. So I should be able to set that... I could never remember how to do them as just items on the ground. Let's do my hand. Okay, fiddly bob. Wonder where that... Oh, that was it. Wondering where that underground had gone. Right, so we don't really need any plastic for anything. What else can we get rid of? I do have 50 of these for some reason. Got 5 green circuits. Round that off. Because it's basically turrets, inserters, and belt, and walls, and power poles. That's what we need. Right, so power poles are at the top somewhere. You see, I was getting all ready to buff up the iron production, but then, you know, it got a bit silly with the attacks. I guess if I take 100 of them, that's fine. I haven't really played with these new turrets at all. That was what I was going to get rid of. Okay. Stone brick. Stone brick. So what we'll do, we'll lay a path down up to the top there. So I've got a way of getting up there nice and quick. Where the heck is stone brick? Where am I putting that in a chest? Because those... Oh, there we go. It actually stacks to 500. I don't know if that's like a Dectorio thing. Or one of the other mods, but suddenly stone brick is stacking to 500. Okay. Where do we want to have this road? So if we go over here maybe, and push it out there and then sort of go up. Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, so I say, trying to do all the streamer things that they do. So basically, I say I'm Trismegistus, and in this series I'm going to try and do some aesthetic factories. We've sort of come up against a few problems with the natives, who don't appear to be happy about my plan, but we are aggressively negotiating And I'm sure they'll see our way eventually. Where's going to be a good place to have this road? Because I want to just be able to drive up, basically. You know, fill the tank with stuff and drive up. So maybe if I move these out of the way. This series I am streaming Saturdays and Sundays. At the moment, I'm planning on doing another series where I basically try and do like base in a book style. You wouldn't think it from this chaos, but I have played this game quite a lot. But I've never done my own blueprints. We should get rid of these rocks, actually. I always tend to build things new each time, which is a bit dumb. I did a series doing a mega base, and it was very apparent that that was not a good thing, that I didn't have, you know, standard blueprints for myself. I spent an awful lot of time doing stuff that was kind of not necessary. Have I even researched gates? Stone gate, there we go. So yeah, that series is going to happen next year. I am taking a break for Christmas. At least because I won't be here, I'll be visiting family. Well, assuming we don't go into lockdown in the UK, it's looking quite likely that we may do. Or at least, if we were following the scientific advice, we would be, but I don't know that they're quite so keen on doing that, as perhaps maybe they should be, but whatever, as is not to reason why. There. How many gates did I make? Enough. Cool. So I'll just, you know, take this over here. Oh, there's a blooming cliff in the way. Okay. Yeah, so I say tomorrow's stream will be annoying thing. Will be this series as well. Happy that I think I'm confident enough that cliffs are in the way. I can't make any cliff explosive. I did research it, but I've not made any explosives, so I'll have to sort that out. Am I going to do that, or yeah, we'll do that at some point. So we'll assume this becomes a straight road here. Oh, look at it go. It's gone all semi-ghosty see-through. I can always do the nanobots. You can get nanobots that destroy cliffs, so that might be a quicker solution. Anyway, I'm failing miserably at self-promotion. Basically what I'm saying is, if you're interested in following this series, how I get on, or the other series, or you're interested in games like Satisfactory, or Dyson Sphere Program, which I also stream Fridays and Mondays, then a follow would be a very good way of catching up with those series. As a general principle, although Twitch does a thing where it turns off all your notifications, because why wouldn't it? But yeah, so if you want to follow the series, then you can follow me on Twitch. Let's do... Can I do another one of them? I can. It's quite expensive, though. Quite expensive with blue science. That's not great. Let's do batteries, then. But yes, you can also catch up with all of my current and past series on my YouTube channel, which is @Trismegistus. I haven't actually used my to-do list. But it's alias to Triggles, so the channel name is Trismegistus, just like on this, on Twitch, but you're looking for Triggles because it's alias to that, because I think that's easier to say. Kind of lumbered myself with a unpronounceable username. I'll probably do a bit more of this, putting the path down, etc. I might even start stamping down the defences. So the big thing is going to be getting enough. Getting enough what? Getting enough. Oops. Ammo, basically, to keep the walls going. That's going to be the big challenge. So that's probably what we'll work on tomorrow. Is essentially we'll try and claim these. In fact, I should chuck some more steel in the thing because it'll only have made like 5 or something. So if we put, excuse me, put more steel in the flamethrower. But yeah, my weekend streams are 3 till 6 GMT every week. Apart from, as previously mentioned, I will not be streaming the next 2 weekends because I will be away for Christmas. Is there anything else? I guess I'm on Twitter as well if you wanted to follow that. I usually announce when the streams are going live. That's about it. I don't really use Twitter for much, really. Right. Yeah, I've only made 10, you see. Okay. I will plough on a bit with this pathway. Maybe put in a bit of the walls, but what we'll do next time is we will claim these iron patches because we should be able to do okay with that. I might do something where I do like a wall up here and a wall down here, just so that we can safeguard these iron patches, and then we'll build a big thing building ammo. Not a big thing, but a thing building ammo. Because there is coal there as well, but I don't know what's going on over there. So that we can turn it all into ammo, because we'll probably have to stick with the low-level ammo for the time being, because that's the easiest to make, particularly in volume. But it means we'll eat through loads of it. We'll need in fact, the density of turrets may not be enough. But yeah, so that'll be tomorrow's stream. If you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Magistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.